Hello, Namaskar, and welcome to ISI Ask Me Anything. Only 3 days to go for ISI. So, this is a session which will help you to know, and you can ask any of your doubts from ISI, and I'll be happy to clear it out for you. So, just a few pointers before the ISI entrance examination takes place this Sunday. ISI of basically two parts. One is the PA and the PB. Okay. Often students ask me, sir, कि कितना attempt करना चाहिए in the PA and the PB in order to be safe. Very, very difficult to answer, but just to give you an idea, in PA, you should have approximately 22 to 23 correct answers out of 30. And in the PB, you need to aim for at least 80 to 90 marks. Because please understand, in the final shortlisting, it's 1 multiplied by PA, your marks of PA, plus 3 multiplied by your PB marks, plus 1 multiplied by your interview score. Okay. So PB importance increases considerably. For interview call also, it's 1 into PA plus 2 into PB. This combined score will enable you to get an interview call, and this combined score will enable you to get into ISI. So shortlist for final seat. Okay, so it's extremely important that you focus on PB very well. A few pointers for PB. You are supposed to do 4 out of 9 questions here. There are 3 sections, 1 question compulsory from each section, and in total you have to do 4 questions, right? Now please don't attempt the paper like I will do 1A, then I will do 2B, then I will again do 1C, then I will do 1E, then I will do 1B, then I will go into 2D, then I will do 5F, then I will do 2A. Please don't do it in this way. Okay. I see students doing it, hence I'm telling you, the ISI examiner is not going to reorder your paper, rearrange your paper, and then going to check it. If they don't understand the order, they will simply not give you any marks. Okay. So it's important to be presenting your paper in the best possible manner. Okay. Use separate sheets if you are not very sure which are the questions you are going to attempt. You want to attempt, say, group C first. Okay. Do it on a separate piece of paper and then arrange it accordingly at the end. Okay. So do the questions that you feel easy, right? And then rearrange it. Like, for example, you say that I'll do C2, then I'll do B1, then I will do A3, and then I will be deciding which one. Okay. Then suppose you decide to do C3. So A3 will be first, the answer sheet, then B1, then C2, and then C3. Okay. You may solve it in any order, but keep the sheets separate so that you can rearrange it, order it, and then submit. Okay. So these are a few pointers for the ISI. So every year the cutoff changes. And Saptarshi, you are pursuing BA Economics Honors from IGNU. Am I eligible? You are eligible. You are absolutely eligible. Safe score, there is no safe score. See, do you want to take a chance? Whether you want, see, I would personally, as a student, not want to take any chance, because if the difficulty of the paper goes low, then the cutoff will go high. For an average paper, these would be approximate. Okay, so if you do say 22 correctly and 8 unattempted, so 88 plus 8 is 96. You would exactly clear the cutoff for the last year's cutoff. Okay, so it's not that you need to score 22 or 23. ये पत्थर की लकीर नहीं है. Okay, depends on the difficulty level of the paper. Your aim your aim has to be to not leave any topic. Number one. Number two, your aim has to be able to do all 30 questions here. Your aim should be 120 in the PA and 120 in the PB. That is full marks. That is your aim. Okay, if you are confused between two options in the PA, take a calculated guess. If you have no idea about the question, then only leave the question. Otherwise, no. Okay, your aim has to be full marks, because if you get full, then to definitely you will end up in ISI. Okay, so your aim has to be getting full marks, but in the interim there will be a few questions which you will not be able to do. Don't be disheartened. Okay, you give your 100%. 100% मुझे देना है. PB 2022 question 2 and question 6. Question 2 I have just solved 2 to 3 days back. Okay, yet if you want me to do question number 2, I'll do question number 2. ISI 2022 PA question number 2. So consider the function this. Now please understand, alpha 1 is positive, alpha 2 is negative. So alpha 1 plus alpha 2 is equal to minus b by a. So minus of minus 1, which is plus 1. Gx is x plus 1. So f of gx, f of x plus 1 is x plus 1 square minus x plus 1 minus 1. So x square plus 2x plus 1 minus x minus 1 minus 1. This gives me x square plus x minus 1. So the summation of the root of f of gx, which is beta 1 plus beta 2, is equal to minus 1. So beta 1 plus beta 2 is equal to minus 1, alpha 1 plus alpha 2 is equal to plus 1. Which of the following is incorrect? D is the answer. Alpha 1 plus alpha 2 is not minus 1, it is plus 1. So if it would have been plus 1, then this would have been a correct statement. Otherwise, not. Okay. Next doubt is question number 6. Question number 6. ISI 2022 PA question number 6. F is going from real to real, satisfying f double dash greater than 0. F double dash greater than 0 will basically mean that f dash 5 will be greater than f dash 4. F dash 4 will be greater than f dash 3. That is, the derivative is increasing, increasing, increasing. Okay. So if the derivative is increasing, what will happen? If the derivative is increasing, what we can say is f dash 2 will be greater than f dash 1. Now f dash 1 is nothing but f2 minus f1 divided by 2 minus 1. Change in the functional value divided by the change in the x value. So from 1 it is going to the next value, which is say 2. So f2 minus f1 by 2 minus 1. f2 is 2, f1 is 1. So this is 1. f1 is equal to 1. So f dash 2, which is greater than f1, is greater than 1. The answer is Bombay. As simple as that. All right. So that's question number 6. I hope that was helpful. Doing PEB questions from 2004 to 2022, that is more than enough, Shomik. But you need to know each and every solution of each and every question. Okay, now we are going with Kritika. Doubts. ISI 2020. Okay. Let's open up ISI 2020. I'll hand over the session to Mahima ma'am for the macro doubt. So I'll finish all the math, stat, and the micro first. 1621. Okay. A price discriminating monopolist finds that a person's demand for its product depends on the person's age. The inverse demand function of someone of age Y can be written like this, where AY is an increasing function of Y. So as the age increases, AY increases. So for example, A16 will be greater than A10. Okay. The product cannot be resold from one buyer to the other. If the monopolist has to maximize his or her profits, what should happen? So say age YO is for the old person and YL is for the young person. So YO will have like this. This is for Y not old, and this is for Y young. So both MRs will be like this. Marginal cost is the same. So what will happen? The younger person will obviously have to pay a lower price, and the older person will obviously have to pay a higher price. Okay. And the quantity of the older person will also be higher. Okay. Because what happens with a monopolist? The monopolist equates MR of the consumer with the marginal cost. MR is equal to MC. The answer here is A for 16. 21. Consider a Bertrand price competition model between two profit maximizing widget producers, say A and B. The marginal cost of producing a widget is 4. Each widget producer has a capacity constraint of only 5 widgets. There are 8 identical individuals who demand one widget only. The value of each widget is 6. If the firms are maximizing profit, then which of the following statement is true? Okay, the value of each widget is 6. Okay, marginal cost of producing the widget is 4. Okay, maximum that they can give is 5 widgets. What do you think should be the answer here? Okay, so if both charge 4, their profits are equal to 0. Okay, both are being able to deliver only 4, only 5 widgets. So 4 because 8 identical. So total supply is 8. Okay, that is the total quantity that the demand is there. Okay, maximum it can be 5, so less than equal to 5. Right. So each producer knows that at price 6 they will be able to give at least 3 widgets because the other person can give maximum 5. So at a price of 6 charged by the first person, supposing, and the second person is charging a price of 4. Here the profit is 0, but this person will have a profit of 2 into 3, which is 6. Okay. Now this person can undercut by undercutting at a price of equal to say 5. 1 into 5, you get 5, right? So by charging a price of 5 and getting the entire market, my profit is only 5. Whereas by charging a price of 6 and supplying only 3, I'll get a profit of 6, right? So what should happen? What should happen? It's a very, very interesting question. I'll just share exactly what happens. Let me show you with the diagram. Okay. So widget producer A, widget producer B. Quantity that A can produce is less than equal to 5. Quantity that B can produce is less than. There are marginal cost of both is equal to 4. Okay. We also know that the demand less than equal to 6. If I assume that the other person is undercutting, wanting to take the market, maximum he or she will be able to sell 5 units because both of them have a capacity constraint. So whatever price that I charge, I will always be able to get at least 3 people to buy from me. Am I understandable? Whatever be the situation, I will at least get 3 people to buy from me. So assuming that price of A is greater than price of B, price as declared by A is greater than the price of B, I will yet be able to sell at least 3 units, and maximum willingness to pay for each buyer is 6, right? So what will be the profit? Profit will be basically 6 minus the marginal cost multiplied by I will always be able to sell at least 3 units. So whatever be the price of B, if I charge a higher price than B, I will always be able to make at least 6. Okay. I will always be able to make at least 6. Okay. So the market for each of them will always lie between 3 and 5. Okay. So if PA is greater than PB, PA is greater than PB, A producer will be able to sell 3 units, B producer will be able to sell 5 units. Okay. So if I want to equate the two profits, so if I'm being able to sell 5 units, okay, at a price say PB, my profit will be PB minus my marginal cost multiplied by 5. This has to be greater than equal to 6 in order to undercut. Okay, this has to be greater than equal to 6. So if I'm wanting to undercut to get the market and to sell 5 widgets by myself, I should be able to undercut and sell 5 units. This is the case where PA is greater than PB. Okay, this is profit of person B. So person B profit is basically 20. PB is equal to 26. Please try and understand this. Please try and understand this. If PA, PB, okay, both will try to undercut. दोनों 6 6 पे हैं, ठीक है, अंडरकटिंग चालू, ये 6 पे होगा, ये 5.9 पे चला जाएगा.
इसको सोचते हुए ये 5.9 पे आ जाएगा, ये 5.9 पे रहा। ये सिचुएशन को देखते हुए दिस पर्सन विल अंडरकट, दिस अंडरकटिंग विल अल्टीमेटली स्टॉप। कब स्टॉप होगा? at 5.2. if supposing this PA is charging a price greater than 5.2, okay, below 5.2 it does not make any sense for the person to undercut. Below 5.2 it doesn't make any sense for the person to undercut. क्यों नहीं? Because below 5.2 if I charge a price say 5.1 in order to get the market, I charge 5.1, my profit will be 5.1 minus 4 into 5 is the maximum quantity that I will be able to sell. That will give me 5.5, right? And this is obviously lower than 6, where even if I'm charging a higher price, I will always be able to enjoy a profit of 6. तो अंडरकट करके फायदा क्या हुआ? 5.2 से if I undercut to 5.1, am I making a difference in my profit? Yes, you are being a fool, because by not undercutting, by charging a price of equal to 6, irrespective, I will be able to make a higher profit of 6. If I charge a price of 6, not caring what the other person is doing, I will at least make a profit of 6, because worst case, my 6 price is the higher price. I will be able to sell only 3 units and hence make a profit of 6, right? So I should never undercut below 5.2. I hope this is understandable. So undercutting will not happen below a price of 5.2. Okay, 5.2 पर भी I am at the border. मतलब कि इतना मेहनत करके अंडरकटिंग कर करके 5.2 I'm actually charging as a price, and I'm making the same profit if I were to not care about the price of the other person and charge a price of 6, right? If both of them are charging a price of of A, comma profit of B, both charging 5.9, 1.9 into 4, 1.9 into 4 is 7.6, both enjoy a profit of 7.6. ये देखते हुए अंडरकट किया, 5.8 पे आया, 5.9 में आई एम गेटिंग ओनली 3 यूनिट्स, दिस इज 5.7, right? And 1.8 into 5, 9. So undercutting से फायदा हो रहा है. So if both of them have the same price, undercutting से फायदा हो रहा है. Okay, undercutting से फायदा कब नहीं होगा? Get the entire market of 5 and I charge a price below 5.2. तब undercutting से फायदा नहीं होगा, right? So it is a vicious circle in a way. मैं undercutting करते 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 then I realize कि मैं 5.2 पे पहुंच गया, 5.2 से नीचे I should not undercut, I should go back to 6. फिर वापस अंडरकटिंग करते 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 आई गो बैक टू 6, फिर वापस अंडरकटिंग करते करते आई गो बैक टू 6. इट्स अ वेरी वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग क्वेश्चन. अंडरकटिंग विल ओनली हैपन टिल 5.2. 5.2 below I'll not undercut, I'll go back to 6, because anyway if I go back to 6, irrespective if I charge a price of equal to 6, I'll always get a profit of 6. Okay, is this understandable? बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग सा क्वेश्चन है. 5.2 तक अंडरकटिंग विल हैपन, उसके बाद में 6 पे चले जाएंगे, फिर अंडरकटिंग विल हैपन, फिर वापस 6 पे चले जाएंगे. Okay, wherein I'm expecting कि 5.2 पे I'm getting the entire market. If I'm getting to sell only 4 units, then it is not worth it. Then I'll not even go to 5.2. Okay, मैं expect कर रहा हूँ कि 5.2 में I'll get the entire market. If I'm getting the entire market, then I'll not undercut further. Okay.
So this is how we are able to solve question number 21. 22 of the same year is an incorrect question. You'll notice that what will happen here is that the government floor price is lower than the equilibrium price. So the floor is not making any sense at all. Therefore, here the question is incorrect. Okay. You'll get full marks whether you have attempted this or not. The other questions from here are from macro. So I'll go into the next paper. PB question number 2 for 2020. Deshna, you have not mentioned the year. Please mention the year. 2006, we are not going to discuss today. Swati is saying 2022 PB question number 4. Okay. PB question number 4, 2022. Let me open that up. Right. Group B, question number 4 is done by ma'am. So ma'am will come in some time and help you out with that. Swati, okay. 2020, question number 11. Shovik, okay. 2020, question number 11.
ISI 2020 PA question number.
There are fallacies in the question, okay. So the best possible method is as follows.
11. Let a and b be two real numbers where b not equal to 0. G is a continuous function which satisfy. So g of gx is equal to a of gx plus bx. Okay. Therefore, g of x will be nothing but ax plus bx, or in other words, a plus b into x. Now, g is increasing if a plus b is positive, g is decreasing if a plus b is negative. As simple as that. So g is either strictly increasing if a plus b is positive, or strictly decreasing if a plus b is negative. Answer is either a or b.
So the answer is as simple as that. You don't have to do anything else for that. 2021 question 9. Let's open that up. Right. So this question, it's my suggestion that you avoid it because this involves concepts which you're not supposed to know. There will be a few questions where the concept will be something very, very different. So you can avoid such a question. Okay. You can avoid this. Right. There will be a few undoable questions. Avoid. PB 2022 question 8 will be done by ma'am. 2022 PB8. Okay. Question number 2, PB 2020.
ISI 2020 PB. Group A, question number 2. A tournament consists of n players and all possible. This is basically n choose 2 or nc2, which is equal to n into n minus 1 by 2. So all possible nc2 pairwise matches between them. So every player plays n minus 1 matches with the other n minus 1 teams. Okay. There are no ties in a match. In any match, one of the player will win. Okay. The score of a player is the number of matches she wins out of her n minus 1 matches in the tournament. Denote the score vector as S1 dot dot Sn. So S1 is the number of matches that the first player wins. S2 is the number of matches that the second player wins. Si will be the number of matches that the ith player wins. Okay. Without loss of generality, let us assume that the first team wins the maximum, second team, second maximum, so on and so forth. Okay, I have an equality as well. So it is possible that the first team and the second team have equal number of wins. Okay, that is possible. Now, how many matches will there be? There are n into n minus 1 by 2 number of matches. In any match, there is one winner. Okay, so for one match, the loser gets 0 points and the winner gets 1 point. So every match gives us 1 point in terms of the score. This 1 point will go to either some SI, where the SIth person has won the match. Okay, so basically S1 plus S2, that is the number of matches won by all the players, is also equal to n into n minus 1 by 2. Okay, the number of matches won by all the teams combined is equal to the total number of matches, right? Because every match will give 1 point to the winner, and that winner is some SI. So S1 plus S2 dot dot Sn is equal to n into n minus 1 by 2. Okay. Now, for the first part, that's part A, what do we need to prove? We need to prove that S1 plus dot dot Sk is greater than or equal to Ck2. Okay. Now, therefore, we can write S1 dot dot Sn is greater than or equal to, it's actually equal to n into n minus 1 by 2. Right? Now, Sn minus 1 will be greater than or equal to n minus 1 into n minus 2 by 2. The reason behind this is that this inequality, because Sn minus 1 is greater than or equal to Sn. So if I remove my Sn from the picture, then the summation up to the n minus 1 into n minus 2 by 2, this will be lower than this, which is basically equal to n minus 1 choose 2. Similarly, you will get S1 plus dot dot Sn minus 2 will be greater than or equal to n minus 2 choose 2. Therefore, we will have S1 dot dot up to Sk greater than or equal to K choose 2. Okay. The reason is because Sn minus 2, the score of n minus 2 will be greater than or equal to n minus 1, the score greater than or equal to the nth team, so on and so forth. Because all these quantities are greater, right? That is why we keep eliminating. You can also think about it in this way. Supposing we have only n minus 1 teams, supposing, okay? Therefore, we will have this as an equality that S1 dot dot Sn minus 1 will be equal to n minus 1 choose 2, correct? Now, Sn is the lowest score, correct? Sn is the lowest score, right? Therefore, from 1 up to n minus 1, some team has won at least one match against the nth player. At least one match has been won over the nth team. I call this S1, S2, dot dot Sn. So 1 is the first team, 2 is the second team. So this nth team, the score is the lowest. Therefore, S1 to Sn minus 1, they have won at least one match over and above the nth team. That will come as plus something here. Therefore, this will turn as an inequality. We had an equality with S1 up to Sn minus 1, but at least one from 1 to n minus 1 has won some game against the nth player. So that score will also be added somewhere here, correct? So if there were exactly n minus 1 teams, the nth team did not exist, then I had the equality here. But since at least one of them has won some matches against the nth team, so I'll have a plus something something. Therefore, this will turn into an inequality. Okay, you can actually mention that, and hence we get A. Okay. Now part B. Suppose n is greater than 3, and players 1, 2, 3 win every match against the players 4 to n. Okay, players 1, 2, 3 win every match against the players 4, 5, 6 dot dot n. We need to find the value of S4 plus S5 plus dot dot Sn. Okay, let's use the whiteboard for this. It's given to us that players 1, 2, 3 win all the matches against. We need to find out the value for. Correct? Now, this can be considered in this manner. We can actually do this in 2 ways. First method, let me show you. Consider it as the total score S1 plus S2 plus dot dot Sn. This is equal to n into n minus 1 by 2. Correct? Now, S1 plus S2 plus S3 is at least equal to, since each of them will win all the matches against 4 up to n. So how many teams are here? 4, 5 up to n. These are n minus 3 number of teams. So S1 plus S2 plus S3 will each win all the n minus 3 games that they play against the 4, 5 up to n. Okay? And within themselves, also there will be 3 matches. Within themselves, also there will be 3 matches, like 1 playing against 2, 2 playing against 3, and 1 playing against 3. So there will be 3 matches. So plus 3 will also be a part of the scores between S1 plus S2 plus S3. Okay, so S1 plus S2 plus S3 is equal to n minus 3 plus n minus 3 plus n minus 3. These are all the matches that they win against the 4, 5 up to n, the n minus 3 teams. That's why this will be added in the scores of each of them. Plus the total score when they play amongst each other. So 3 is there. So 3 into n minus 3 plus 3, which is equal to 3 into n minus 2. Correct? So S1 plus dot dot Sn is n into n minus 1 by 2. Therefore, S4 plus S5 plus dot dot Sn will be equal to n into n minus 1 by 2 minus 3 into n minus 2. So I can write this as n square minus n minus 6 into n minus 2 by 2. So this is n square minus n minus 6n plus 12 by 2. So this is n square minus 7n plus 12 by 2, which is n minus 3 into n minus 4 by 2. So this is my summation of S4 up to Sn. This is the first way to think about this. Okay. The second way to think about this is, I know that 1, 2, 3 have won all their games between 4, 5 up to n. Correct? So S4 plus S5 plus ... Sn, each of these people will win only against each other. They are not winning any game against the 1, 2, 3 people. Correct? So their scores will not be computed in a way that they have a win over 1, 2 or 3. They will only have wins against each other, 4, 5 up to n. They will only have wins against each other. So you can actually consider this in this manner, that there are only n minus 3 teams. There are only n minus 3 teams and they have to score within each other. Correct? So n minus 3 teams within each other will score. Total score will be n minus 3 choose 2. Like we saw that S1 up to Sn, the total score was equal to NC2. Similarly, for n minus 3 teams, the total score will be n minus 3 choose 2, which is n minus 3 into n minus 4 by 2. That is exactly what I got from here as well. So you can actually think about it in any way. The second approach is a more logical approach. Okay, ISI will like this kind of an approach, but whatever approach that you take, it is absolutely fine. Okay, so this was the second part of the problem. Part B. Done. Now let's take a look at part C. Okay, so the third part, Sn is equal to S naught, Sn minus 1 is equal to S naught plus 1, Sn minus 2 is equal to S naught plus 2. So, I have a pattern. The pattern is as follows. Let's use the whiteboard. So, part C. Therefore, Sn minus n minus 1, if I follow the same pattern, which is basically S1, will be equal to, this is the probable case. Now, S1 plus ... Sn is equal to n into n minus 1 by 2. Okay. S naught plus 1. So this is a special case where S naught is becoming equal to 0. Okay. You will see that even if I take n is equal to 3, you will get S naught becoming equal to 0. Okay. Now, since n is greater than equal to 3, that is given in the problem, therefore I can say that n minus 3 into n minus 2 by 2, this will be greater than equal to 0. Correct? As n into S naught. Correct? Therefore, it can be written this is part C. Okay. Right. Part D. A tournament generates a score vector S such that Sj minus Sj plus 1 is equal to 1. For all j is equal to this. So S1. Okay. This will be S1 minus 1. This will be S1 minus 2. S1 minus, what will the last one be? N minus 1. Correct. This is how the scores will be. Right? Correct? So this can be said to be an arithmetic progression. And the difference is 1 between each of them. There is a difference of 1 between each of them. Correct? And the summation of this is equal to S1 is equal to n minus 1. That is, the first team or the first player wins all the n minus 1 games that it plays. Second team wins all the n minus 2 games that it plays. So basically, S1 beats all the players 2, 3, 4 up to n. S2 beats all the players 3, 4 up to n. S3 beats all the players 4, 5 up to n. This is what we'll see. So what is the score vector of this tournament? The score vector of this tournament is as follows. S1 is n minus 1. S2 is n minus 2. Sn is 0. It loses all the matches. Sn minus 1 is 1, that it defeats the nth player only. So this is the score vector. N minus 1, which is S1, S2 is N minus 2, S3 will be N minus 3, Sn will be 0. This is the score vector. For every player J, who does player J beat in this tournament? Player J will beat J plus 1, J plus 2, up to nth player in this tournament. So this is how it will happen. First player will be defeating all the other n minus 1. Second player will be defeating the third, fourth, up to the nth.
So this basically gives you the concept of how to solve this problem and how to approach it. Let's continue on and go into the next question that's there in the Ask Me Live. So once you understand the concept, you should be able to do it.
Okay, ISI
Let's take a look
2020.
at question number 18. Take a look at it.
Question number 18. Hu and Lee are two dealers of used tractors in China. Who sells the high quality? Lee sends the low quality. Who would be willing to sell his high quality? So willing to sell high quality at $8,000 and low quality Lee will be selling at 5,000. Consumers willing to buy. So the buying price is 10,000 for high quality and 7,000 for low quality. They expect a 50% chance of buying a high quality second-hand tractor. So the chance of buying is half of a high quality and half of low quality. In order to signal the quality of their tractors, Hu and Lee can offer warranties. The cost of warranty offering is 500 Y for high and 1000 Y for low. What is the optimal number of years of warranty that Hu should offer so that consumers know that his tractors are of good quality? So what is the maximum number of years that Hu can offer in terms of warranty? It's 4 years, because willing to sell it for 8,000, the consumer is buying at 10,000. So there is a differential of 2,000 divided by 500. So the number of years of warranty that can be given by Hu is 4 years at max. Okay. What about the low quality? The low quality person will say that I have the high quality tractor and he will be willing to sell it for 10,000. Okay. So the differential between 5,000 and 10,000 is 5,000. Okay. And the number of years of warranty that the low quality can give is 5 years. Right. So since there is lack of information just by looking at a tractor and the consumer cannot say whether it is a high quality one or a low quality one, the high quality can give a maximum of 4 years, whereas the low quality can potentially give a warranty for 5 years, claiming that they have the high quality tractor, sell it for 10,000 and can give a warranty of up to 5 years. So the number of years of warranty of the high quality is lower than the number of years that the low quality can give. Okay. So can Hu differentiate between the two? The answer is no. Maximum that Hu can give is 4 years, but low quality person can give 5 years. Okay. So none of the options will be able to differentiate between the high quality and the low quality. Right. So the options are incorrect. The options are incorrect and everyone will get marks. Okay. If this would have been 200Y, if this would have been 200Y, then potentially the high quality person could have given a warranty of 10 years and the low quality could have given a warranty of only 5 years at max. So if the high quality vendor is able to give a warranty of greater than 5 years, then only can he or she differentiate between the high quality and the low quality in the eye of the customer. Okay. If the high quality person is willing to give a warranty of greater than 5 years, then only can he or she differentiate. Otherwise, they cannot. Here in this question, since 500Y is the cost of offering a warranty, maximum number of years that can be given is only 4, which is less than 5. And hence here, none of the answers are correct. So that is question number 18. ISI 2020 PA. ISI 2020 question number 19. So suppose the capacity curve for each laborer is described as follows. For all payments up to 100, capacity is 0, then begins to rise by 2 units for every additional dollar paid. Okay. So till W is less than 100, capacity is 0, and capacity increases by 2 for every additional dollar beyond 100. Okay. This happens until the payment rises to 500. Thereafter, an additional dollar payment increases work capacity by 1.1 units until total income is 1,000. At this point, additional payments have no effect on work capacity. Assume all income is spent on nutrition. Suppose you are an employer faced by the above capacity curve of your workers. You need 8,000 units of work or capacity units. How many workers would you hire and how much would you pay each of the worker to get 8,000 units of work at minimum cost? So this is more of a logical question than anything. You should be able to do this simply by logic also. Make an attempt at it. Tell me what you get. Put your answer in the poll. So wage rate below 100, capacity equal to 0. Wage rate 101, capacity 2. Wage rate 102, capacity 4. Wage rate 103, capacity 6, because every dollar increase increases the capacity by 2. Okay, so this basically gives us capacity is equal to 0 when wage rate is less than 100. 2 into W minus 100 when the wage rate is between 100 to 500. Okay, at 500, what is the thing? 500 minus 100 into 2. So the capacity is equal to 800 when the wage rate is 500. And when the wage rate is 501, then it will be 801.1. 502, then 802.2, because every dollar increase is increasing by only 1.1 units. So 800 is still 500 plus 1.1 into W minus 500. This is when wage rate is above 500. Am I making sense? So when the wage rate is equal to 1000, what is the capacity? Capacity is 800 plus 1000 minus 500 is 500. 500 into 1.1 is 550. So when the wage rate is 1000, capacity is 1350. Okay. Now I need to get 8000 units of work out of the people. Now I know that when I pay a wage rate of 500, capacity is equal to 800. So if I hire 10 workers at wage rate of 500, I will get capacity of 800 into 10, which is 8000. So if I need 8000 capacity work, I will pay each person 500 and hire 10 workers. This is ISI 2022 PB, Group A, question number 2, Part A. Let F be R to R. Okay. Let Q denote the set of rational numbers. It's a continuous function. Okay. Let Q denote the set of rational numbers. Prove that if FQ is a subset of 1, 2, 3. So F is going from Q to the set 1, 2, 3. What kind of a set is this? It's called the set of natural numbers. Okay. So if F goes from Q to the set of natural numbers, and it is a continuous function, mind it, and it is a continuous function, then F has to be a constant function. That is what you have to prove. Okay. So let's do this on the whiteboard. We prove this by contradiction, like in most of the proof. Suppose F is not constant. Suppose F is not constant. Okay. And let F A be equal to N and FB equal to some N plus 1, where N belongs to the set of natural number and N plus 1 also belongs to the set of natural numbers. Okay. So let FA, where A and B are belong to the set of all rational numbers. Please understand the domain is set of all rational. The codomain is the set of all natural numbers. So A and B will belong to rational, and the codomain is the set of all natural. So the range will be a subset of the set of all natural numbers. So let FA be N and FB be something else, not N, because F is not constant. Suppose F is not constant, FA is this and FB is this. Okay. Now, for F to be continuous, there will exist some C which will belong to, here A and B belong to the set of all rational numbers. Let, without loss of generality, A less than B. Okay. A and B are different values. Okay. Obviously, otherwise how can the same value be N also and N plus 1 also? A and B are some different values. Let A be less than B. A is N and B is N plus 1. Okay. Between any two rational numbers, you can write it down in this way. Between any two rational numbers, A and B, there are infinite more rational numbers. You take any example. This is how you write whenever you prove anything. Aryan, ये तो बहुत basic है, ये तो 100 बार 1000 बार आपने देखा होगा when it comes to mathematical or economics proofs, statistical proofs. Without loss of generality, let A less than B. General proof है ये. A less than B भी ले सकते हैं, B less than A भी ले सकते हैं, the result will be the same. That is what it means. Between any two rational numbers A and B, there are infinite more. आप कोई भी दो rational number को उठा लीजिए, supposing 1/2 and 1/3, there will be infinite more rational numbers between these two. This is 0.5, this is 0.33, 0.4 हो सकता है तो 2/5 इसके बीच में है, 0.39 हो सकता है तो 39/100 इसके बीच में है. So numbers are there between any two rational numbers that you take. Okay, let C be a number between A and B. Let C be a number between A and B. Okay. Since f is continuous, and we know that fa is n and fb is n plus 1, then fc should lie between n and n plus 1. It can't be anything random because it is continuous. Because वो continuous है, if c is lying between a and b, then fc should also lie between fa and fb, right? This would imply fc does not belong to the set of all natural number, because how can I have a value of f between n and n plus 1? Not possible. If f is belonging to only natural number, then fc, how can fc belong to a natural number? It is like saying that f of x lies between 3 and 4, and fx will take only numbers like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, dot, dot. How can it happen? 3 and 4 के बीच में है, तो fx can take only fractional values between 3 and 4, 3.1, 3.2, ऐसा कुछ वैल्यू वो ले सकता है. 3 या 4 तो ले नहीं सकता. It cannot take. Okay, therefore I have a contradiction that f is continuous and not constant. तो यहां पर सबसे पहले I considered f is not constant. Let us have fa and fb taking values which are immediately successing each other, like n and n plus 1. Okay, now between a and b there will be some value c. Therefore f of c will also lie between n and n plus 1 because it is a continuous. Okay, but that will mean that fc does not belong to the set of natural number. Therefore I have a contradiction. Therefore f has to be constant. This is one of the proofs. There are many ways to prove this. This is one of the ways to prove it. Proof will always be little confusing. ये proof को आप अच्छे से copy कर लीजिए. Okay.
Okay, so I hope I have been able to solve all the doubts. And just to give you some last minute doubts, this is extremely important, some last minute tips on how to clear and what to do in the last 3 days. So today being Wednesday, you have Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So अगले 3 दिन में आपको क्या करना चाहिए, that is what I'll talk about. So अगले 3 दिन में day number 1, day number 2, day number 3. One day before ISI, don't do anything, relax. जितना टीवी देखना है, जितना ओटीटी देखना है, जितना आपको प्राइम, नेटफ्लिक्स, जितना आपको मस्ती करना है उस दिन आप अपना मस्ती करिए. उस दिन आपको कुछ भी पढ़ाई करने की जरूरत नहीं है. ओके, कीप योर माइंड रिलैक्स्ड. Okay, and what has to be done in these 2 days? Tomorrow, make it a point to do the PEB questions of ISI. Okay, last के 15 साल के PEB questions, please do that. And on Friday, do all the PEA questions of the last 15 years. So 15 years of PEB tomorrow, 15 years of PEB day after tomorrow, and the day after, that is Saturday, one day before the examination, don't do anything. Understand that ISI, like any other examination, is an aptitude examination. You need to concentrate for 4 hours straight on Sunday. So you have to be relaxed. Okay, you should have a very good night sleep before the ISI entrance examination, so that your mind is absolutely fresh. इतना पढ़ाई मत कर लीजिएगा कि संडे देखा, the day of the ISI examination, I have fever, I'm not feeling well, I want to vomit, I want to do this, I want to do that. জ্বর এসে গেছে. Please don't study so much that you are unwell on the day of the actual examination. You have to be absolutely fresh. Okay, so Saturday, please relax. Tomorrow, PB last 15 years. Day after tomorrow, PA last 15 years. This is what you need to do. Okay. Now, one last question I'm taking. This is ISI 2020 question number 27. Okay, let me take a look at that. What is that? Is it macro? Step to see. This is a repetition. Hold on, let me just open this up for you. Let me just open this up.
So this is ISI 2008. ISI 2000. BSc 2013. Right, let's try and do it. Actual paper, question number 20.
Right. So ISI 2020 question number 27 is a repetition. Swati, it has come in ISI 2012. Please take a look at that. You'll be able to find out the solution on YouTube itself. Okay. Right. Okay, last question I'm taking. Question number 6. Twenty 22, question number 6. Okay. So I'm showing you one of these so that you will be able to see how to solve the other two. Because if you see the first one, it's about the conditional demand function. Or let me show you part C. I think part C is a better example of doing that. So you should be able to find out the conditional input demand for the other parts as well. So take a look at this.
ISI 2022. PV question 6 part C. Okay, the question being, suppose the production function f, the cost function of a comparative firm, is c, which is w1 to the power a, w2 to the power 1 minus a into q, where w is w1, w2, w1 is the input price of the first input and w2 is the input price of the second input, q is the level of output. Derive the conditional input demand and the production function. So two parts, derive the conditional input demand and the production function. Do it. Tell me, what are you getting? Put your answer in the chat box. Make an attempt, everyone. So we have the cost function, which is w1 to the power a, w2 to the power 1 minus a into q. So we'll use this. Now, part A, conditional input demand. Okay. Del C, del W1. Okay, this can be written as, write this as A into W2 by W1, 1 minus A into Q. Del C, del W2 is equal to, this is basically my X1 conditional input demand. This is my X2 conditional input demand, which is 1 minus A, W1 to the power A, W2 to the power of minus A into Q. So A into W1 by W2 to the power A into Q. This is what we get. Okay. Now, in order to find out the production function, what are we supposed to do? So let's go ahead and see that, how to find out the production function. So production function is nothing but Q is equal to a function of X1 and X2. What you need to do is, you need to basically eliminate this W1 by W2 from both the equations. So X1 is equal to A into W1 by W2 to the power of A minus 1. It was 1 minus A, so I can write W1 by W2 as A minus 1 into Q. Or in other words, W1 by W2 to the power A minus 1 is equal to X1 by AQ. Or W1 by W2 is equal to X1 by AQ to the power 1 by A minus 1. Okay. And X2 I already know is equal to A into W1 by W2 to the power A into Q. Yeah, sorry, this is 1 minus A. Okay. Okay. So X2 को लिखा जा सकता है 1 minus A into W1 by W2 is X1 by A to the power of 1 by A minus 1 multiplied by Q to the power 1 तो है ही यहाँ पे, and into Q to the power of 1 by A minus 1. So minus 1 by A minus 1. ठीक है. This is what we have here. तो इसको कैसे लिखा जा सकता है? So from the X1 input demand, I found out W1 by W2 in terms of X1, A and Q. Substitute this in the input demand function of X2. Okay, as simple as that. So okay. All right. Again I make this mistake. A to the power A है, तो W1 by W2 this. So X1 by AQ to the power of A by A minus 1 होगा. Right. ठीक है. प्रोसीजर आप देख लीजिए, ये सब मिस्टेक्स थोड़ा बहुत हो सकता है क्योंकि उम्र आ गई है, तो ग्रे सेल्स भी थोड़ा कम हो रहा है. So this is what we get: A minus 1, 1 minus A, X1 by A to the power of A by A minus 1 into Q to the power of A minus 1 minus A by A minus 1. So this I'll get basically minus 1 by A minus 1. Or in other words, what will I get? I'll get Q to the power of 1 by A minus 1 is equal to 1 minus A by X2, X1 to the power of A by A minus 1. This is what we get. Minus 1 by A minus 1, so it goes on the other side, so the minus goes up. So to the power of A minus 1 throughout. Or I can write it as X1 by A to the power of A into X2 to the power of x2 by 1 minus a to the power of 1 minus a. This is my production function. Is this what the majority of you have got? So what I did was, from x1 as the input demand, I found out w1 by w2. Substitute this in x2, and then you'll get a relationship between q, x1 and x2, and that gives me the production function that we require. x1 by a to the power a into x2 by 1 minus a to the power 1 minus a. Is this what everyone is getting? If it is, then please raise your hand.
So that was how we were able to find out the conditional input demand function by finding out the derivative and then basically comparing the two and then putting it in terms of the quantity Q. Okay. So that was that. Right. So let's go into a few macro questions now. Let me call upon ma'am and she'll be able to help you out with the macro questions. Right. Give me a couple of minutes and she'll be right there. So I'll be seeing you now after the ISI entrance examination. I wish each of you all the best for it and do well, concentrate 100% and give your 100%. I'm sure you'll do well. Okay. Bye-bye. Be well and good night. I'm sending in ma'am for the macro questions.